Welcome to Sonic High School Sports Blast, your weekly look at high school sports in the Mid-South. This week's show is brought to you by Sonic. By SKB Facilities and Maintenance, we take pride in our work. You'll take pride in our results. All-American Sports, your team sports headquarters. By Delta Technical College, hands-on takeoff. And by A Step Ahead.
Hey, what's up, hello, and welcome to another edition of Sonic High School Sports Blast. I'm Jessica Benson. He is Clayton Collier. It is State Championship Saturday for Tennessee's private schools, and CW30 is your home for all of today's action as two Memphis teams have a chance to bring a gold ball back to the 901.
That's right, and we'll take you through this week's semifinal games to see how we ended up with today's big matchups.
Now, as you watch the show, be sure to watch down here for our Concord Career College High School basketball scores ticker. Plenty of scores for you, plenty of games for you. As for the show, here's what's coming up next.
And as promised, here it is. We take you out to all the state semifinal action, and we'll preview the state title games too. Plus, we'll go out to Arlington for our Scholar Athlete of the Week. And then Sports Director Doc Holliday sits down for an exclusive interview with a special group of middle school basketball players here in Memphis.
We start with the team in it to win it. The Briarcrest Saints will play for a Division IIA state title today, their first trip to the championship game since 2013.
It's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Briarcrest has just 2 losses on the season, also pretty impressive. They'll face a 25-6 Brentwood Academy team who's won 14 straight.
That's kind of impressive, but more impressive,
Pretty impressive
is that the Eagles team has casually won 4 straight state titles. So they're kind of good. But to get into today's game, Briarcrest had to get past Nashville Ensworth first. The Saints and the Tigres facing off in the semifinals in Nashville on Thursday. Tight game in the first. Michael Malone steals the long inbounds and takes off for the one-handed jam, puts the Saints up 11-7. Ensworth on a nice run in the second. Lewis McDaniels squares up, thinks on it, fires it off, gives the Tigers a 7-point edge. They lead by 4 at halftime, and then Briarcrest went full ham sandwich. Omari Thomas with the steal sends a dribbler down the court. Check out that hustle by Mr. Basketball finalist Kennedy Chandler. Finishes the layup and one. Saints on an 8-0 run to start the second half. Next time down the court, block party. Back to Chandler, who takes it down the lane for the nice scoop and score. And now we are at a 15-0 run for the Saints. More defense, more offense, more Chandler. Breakaway. Down the middle, throws down with the hang time, lights up the arena, 17-0 run, gets teed up for this dunk, too much flex, but Briarcrest advances to the state title game with a 72-59 win.
You're a kid. I didn't know that. You're kidding. Well, we talked about it was their ball at the start of the second half, and we got to come out and get 4 stops in a row. Just 4 stops in a row, we can get back in this game, and luckily we did. And the momentum started to change right there. A little bit of run and jump, got the game going a little bit more fast like we like to play.
I'm really excited. You know, it's been a dream for me to always want to win the state championship, and it's my first time, so I'm going to be ready to play on Saturday and try to get the win.
Just going to come into the game, trying to seize the moment. This is my first, like Kenny said, first time in a championship game. I'm just going to leave my all on the floor.
It's just what we've been working for all the whole season. I mean, who doesn't look forward to playing for a state championship, knowing it's your last game of the season and you can go home with that gold ball? I think everybody will be ready.
The Saints will play Brentwood Academy today at 2 p.m. live here on CW30, and it will be 2 friends facing off as head coaches, John Harrington at Briarcrest and Brentwood's Hubie Smith, 2 Memphis natives who grew up and developed into the coaches they are today right here in the Bluff City. They worked together at Bartlett for years. Smith has since led Brentwood Academy to those 4 straight state titles. His team could become the first ever in Tennessee to win 5 in a row with a win over Briarcrest today. Harrington spoke on their friendship.
All of us down there in Memphis, just good buddies. Played together and against each other, really played against each other. So he was at Harding and I was at FACS, and we both started at Bartlett at the age of 22 and 21 years of age. So we've been in this a long time together. You know, I love him like a brother. I've been in his wedding, so we've been through a lot of 400 wins at Bartlett together. So it worked out good. Now one of us will win. So it won't be hard feelings at all.
Boys Division II Single A title game featuring Tipton Rosemark and the Webb School. Cole Connolly with a beautiful behind the back feed to Javante Platt for the drive and the lay-in. Platt with 12 first-half points. The feet, yes, that's their mascot, stomping the Rebels early, but Cameron Collier hits the triple for the first Tipton-Rosemark points of the game. And so begins the comeback. We go to Andrew Anderson, his floater off the window. Webb, their lead is just one, and Anderson wasn't done. Next trip, all the space. He's going to take some of that, then pull up from long range. Tipton-Rosemark has the lead. He had 10 in the first half alone. Connolly, meanwhile, had just 3 points, but boy, did those count. The final seconds of the half goes into the locker room with the lead, as Tipton-Rosemark, though, goes on to win 67-62. The Rebels will face Knoxville Webb in the Single A championship game today at 6:30, the last game of the day. We move to the girls' Division II Class A semis. Harding taking on Providence Christian Academy. The Lions of Nashville, a 16-6 run, capped off by Yao Bryan Chambers. 2 of her 17 points. Harding turned the tide with their 6'3" junior Sage Hawley. Fired up after getting the block, she followed up with this lay-in off the window. Gets it to go. The Lions of Memphis are within 6. PCA, though, closing out the first half with the last lap. Anna Sight Markham gets it to go. She had a game-high 19. PCA takes an 11-point lead at the break. Hawley trying to will Harding back into this one. Elbow J Falls. She had 11 in the game. Just a 7-point match now in the final minutes. But Cam Casey Bivids gets the dagger 3. Makes it double digits as PCA wins this one 56-40.
North Point's season ended in the semifinal last year, trying to avoid the same fate against the Christian Academy of Knoxville. Low-scoring first half, McKinley Baker hits the triple to put the Trojans up 8-5. Next trip down the floor, Isabella Carlson taking it coast to coast. The lay-in, it goes. Final seconds of the first half. Game would be tied at 17-all, and Hannah Carroll gets it. Bucket, foul. Warriors hit the half up 20-17. Second half, an absolute battle thanks to Amara McKay driving through traffic for the layup and the lead. She had a game-high 20, but matching her shot for shot, Caroline Myers draws the foul to boot. All 13 of her points came in the second half as Christian Academy goes on to win 47-39. So it will be CAK versus PCA in the Division 1A Girls Championship game. That is today at 4:30 here on CW30.
PCA, I thought that was Pacific Coast Academy. No?
Sounds right.
Girls Division II AA semifinal action from Thursday. Hutchinson's first trip to state since 2002, facing Nashville Ensworth. 2 of 3 Miss Basketball finalists in this one. Dontavia Wagner, one of them, leading all scorers with 18. Kiana Wynn, the other. She shows the hustle on the fast break. Tigers turned Hutchinson over 19 times in the first half. They led 35-11. The Sting hanging in with the Tigers in that second half. Kaya Barnett putting it off the glass for 2 of her team high 13. Ensworth going on to win in this one 63-37. And kicking off our state championship coverage today is the D2 AA girls matchup between Brentwood Academy and Ensworth.
So to recap, CW30 is your home for the Tennessee High School State Basketball Championships. We are bringing you all 4 Division II state title games starting at noon today. Time for us to take a quick break. When we come back, we continue with more high school postseason basketball.
And later in the show, we meet this week's SKB Scholar Athlete of the Week.